Hello and welcome to Summit. Nigeria will mark 65 years of its independence very soon. Yet the question of federation, how power is shared, how resources are managed, and how unity is sustained in our diversity remains as urgent as ever. Many argue that our federal system is strong on paper, but weak in practice, leaving behind loose ends that continue to affect governance, security, and development. Today on Summit, we want to reflect on Nigeria's federal journey so far and explore what it will take to fix the loose ends and build a truly functional federation for the future. Today on the program, we're talking about Nigeria's federalism after 65 years, fixing the loose ends. And joining me this morning on the program to discuss this issue or this topic, I have Honorable Jide Jimoh. He's the Federal Commissioner, FCT Service Commission, representing the Southwest. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Summit.
I'm good. You're
welcome. Good to have you.
I'm good. Thank you.
All right. So we're talking about Nigeria's federalism after 65 years and also talking about fixing the loose ends. So as we'll be marking 65 years in just a few days, in your view, how has the federal structure evolved since 1960?
Thank you very much for inviting me to this program. First and foremost, I give thanks to Almighty God, the ruler of heaven and the earth, for me being created and for me having an opportunity to serve humanity. Your question is a very genuine question and is very, very important to the Nigerian populace. Marking 65 years.
65 years.
65 years is a welcome development in the history of Nigeria, politically, nationally, and otherwise. I will say this: if a person is being born and has been alive up to 65 years, that person should be prayerful and graceful to Almighty God. So Nigeria at this point, we should be prayerful and be grateful to God for us to be alive up to now and for Nigeria to still remain in existence as Nigeria. In 1960 to 2025, if we are to count 1, 2, 3, we count 65 years. Not 65 days. What have we done? The federalism we are practicing, is it a true federalism or not? The democracy we have been involved upon, is it a true democracy or not? These are the questions. Democracy is being defined by the government of the people, by the people, for the people. The word people is being mentioned 3 times. It has the reason for that word people. Because there cannot be any existence of a country without people. So people are the one that will be the, what is it called, structure of that establishment. And it is the people that will be in the affairs of first tier, second tier, and third tier of government, or arms of government. What have we done as a people? What have we done as a country? What have we done as an individual? As an individual, you have responsibility and must be responsible to whatever thing that you are going to do. In having this country as ours should be a personal thing of patriotism and have it in mind to ensure that you put the right thing at the right place.
But if we look at what is being practiced in Nigeria today, do you think it fits the picture or the intent for the original intent of federalism? Do we really fit into
the original intent
picture
of federalism by our
forefathers? Yeah.
Our forefathers has not been the real system we are practicing now. Because our forefathers started with regionalism. That is, we have Eastern region, Western region, and Northern region. And in the region, we have Prime Minister. Premier. While at the top, as at that time, was less cumbersome Less.
Or less powerful.
Less powerful, yes. Less powerful, of course, yes. Let me use that word, less powerful. Why the region where the real control of power in those regions? As at that time, look at what has happened in Western region when Baba Awolowo was there as the premier. That was when NTA was being there. It was not NTA then. The television station was being established. Its Liberty Stadium was being established. Cocoa House was being established. Ditto in the northern part of the country. Ditto in the eastern part of the country. Those people, they were working with patriotism. But now we have eroded those power. And that power has now been decentralized to various units and components, state, local. If it has been decentralized to various state and local government, do we have the financial muscle to keep them? Therefore, the power at the top now is too enormous, too big. In terms of finances, political, it's too big. Let us ensure we decentralize this power to local government. Because people are residing in the local government. No, people are not residing in the federal government. Because if you want to take sense of it, first of all, will be taken from the grassroots. Your village, my town, my community, my society. That's how people will come up there. Let us decentralize that power down to the local government so that we'll be able to do whatever thing we think will help the generality of the people and the society at large.
Okay, so what we have now is far from what our forefathers intended for federalism.
Of course.
Okay, so many argue that Nigeria operates more like a unitary system with federal labeling. Do you agree with that?
That's a matter of
many people say we are not a country, we are a nation.
that's a matter of semantic. But one thing is this: Nigeria, under the constitution today, is operating as democratically a country. Whether it is unitary or it is not, one thing is that government are running. From the local, from the state, from the, to the federation. But the problem is that the power at the federal level is just one. Take for instance, if they want to share statutory allocation, the federal government will take 56% from 100%.
From 100%.
What is remaining is 44. The state will now take maybe 20-something%, and the local government, all the local 074 local will now share additional 20, the remaining 20%. Does that make sense? What stops us from ensuring that the state is more powerful in terms of finances? Let them generate their own money, finance them from the federal, and let the local government grow up from there. But in the situation whereby the federal government is powerful financially, is powerful politically, getting more allocation, and there's nothing to show for it. It is the state that people will be asking. Sanwo-Olu, you want flood is disturbing us here. Sanwo-Olu, you want this road here. Sanwo-Olu, you want this light here. The federal government in Lagos, in Nigeria, can only take care of the federal road and some other things here. And something big, a project that is big. But a project that is meaningful to people, reside with the people. That's the reside with the local government and the state. We should have allowed the power to be decentralized to the state level, down to the local government level. Unlike now, what we are doing now is not good. And I think the present government, headed by a revered person, actually what I met the president and commander-in-chief, will be able to do that because he has been the championing, he has been the champion of that crusade all along. And I know that will come.
All right, so we're talking about fixing loose ends because Nigeria has been practicing federalism for 65 years, but there are loose ends. Now, what would you identify as the major loose ends in Nigeria's federal system? Is it constitutional, political, economic, or social?
Is it everything is not static and it's not Eldorado. It is not by now that we say everything is all right or no. Everything cannot be all right. We are still trying. If you want to talk of constitution, there's need for us to amend some part of constitution. If you are talking of power, there's need for us to redefine power. If you are talking of finance, there's need for us to re-strategize and ensure we use some other indices, factors that can benefit the local people much more than the top people. So everything has to be adjusted. Not only constitution, not only the rule of law, not only politics, not only finance, everything has to be adjusted. Everything.
So
look at the power now.
Ends is
of course, yes, it's impacting.
It's huge.
Of very, 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 very huge. The most important thing that people want to hear now is that this is my country. Am I enjoying? Yes, I'm enjoying. If people are enjoying and they are living in a normal life, there will not be a problem. Today, in a Kogi, security problem, these are the problems. The best thing for us is to make sure we empower people, like what the president said, that he is interested in creating state police. If you want to create state police, the president cannot create state police. He cannot establish state police. It is only the National Assembly that can do that. But the president can put a good will. I'm interested. Please let us amend the Constitution. In amending the Constitution, Senate and Reps must concur, and they must have 2/3 majority in the two houses. The 27 out of 37 state houses of assembly must also be in agreement. That's the process of amending the Constitution before the state police can now be established. So if the president is interested and governors are not interested, it can't be possible. If the president is interested in establishing state police and the National Assembly are not interested, it's not going to be possible. We have to work together. They are intertwined.
Okay. Okay. So you said something earlier that the state should have more financial out of the allocations, monetary allocations,
yes,
that they get instead of the federal government getting the chunk,
yes,
of it. Now, do you think state governments have lived up to expectations that under federalism, or do they also contribute to its weakness? Can they handle such, huge allocations if it goes that way?
Well, there's no state that doesn't have way out in generating revenue.
That's another angle to it.
But yes, the bulk of revenue that's being generated is being taken to the federation account. It is only when it gets to federation account, they will now use indices and parameters to share. The amount of money Lagos State will take will be lesser than that of Akwa Ibom.
Less?
Yes, because Akwa Ibom is a resource control state. It will be lesser than that of River State. It will be lesser than that of Delta State, because they are resource control states. Unlike Lagos, unlike Oyo.
But the state governments, even with the little, so to speak,
yes,
that they get,
yes,
what about them, looking more inwards and being able to increase their GDPs? I think that's what my question is really about.
I know. So the state government, you can't compare all the states as being equal.
Yeah.
Our human beings are quite different.
It's true.
I, as a person, I'm different from you. The perspective in which you will put in place in assessing something and get to the result of the OT will be quite different from mine. The state might come today that say, well, as far as I'm concerned, my program is going to be on education. Some state can come and say, my program is going to be on road construction. Some state can come and say, my program is going to be on water supply. It all depends on the needs of the people. The needs of your people is very, very important. If you do that, and you have whatever thing you have, and the government is being supported by the federation account, it will be okay. We have people, 36 states sharing 20-something% out of 100. It's not enough. It's not. The federal government should be taking maybe 40%. Let's the state be taking 36%. And the local government should be taking 20-something%. That will be okay. So when that power of financially is being devolved down to the ladder, we will move on. But the fact still remains that there are some states government that they are not all that serious when it comes to implementation of positive projects and programs that be meaningful to the people. So they have to look inward and do that.
All right, so still talking about federalism after 65 years. Some other issues that have complicated Nigeria's federal system are ethnicity, religion, regional politics. Now, how badly have these effects been?
That's our main problem. Very big problems. I don't know. How can you be saying that if I am working in Enugu, I cannot become the principal of a school where I've started working as a teacher and I've qualified to be the principal of that school? Why should that be? Because I'm not an Indigo. Why should I be in Lagos? Now, let's give that to Lagos. We have gotten some Easterner people that have become principal.
Members of even the House of
Yes,
Assembly.
that's what I said. Give that to Lagos. Why should I be in Ekiti as a man from Delta and I cannot become this principal in that school because of sentiment? And we have some people that are even, that they were born in Ekiti.
Yeah.
They were born in Oyo and they speak language of Oyo language or Ekiti language and they are not indigenship of that place. Our constitution is the main problem. The constitution clamored for indigenship instead of citizenship. United States of America, if you are born there today, you are an American.
Yeah.
My child is an American. He was born there. He can claim Nigeria, he can claim America. If we can inculcate or practice that kind of system, it will work. But where we are putting sentiment, religion, sentiment, ethnicity, sentiment, it's not a man, it's a woman. And we want woman, the 30%, 35%, these are sentiment that will not help us. But by the time we put sentiment aside and we apply wisdom and voice of reasoning, things will move on fine. That's the main problem we are having in this country. If two people are fighting now, if it's Hausa and Yoruba that is fighting, by the time you get there, if it's Hausa is the person that gets there, instead of asking what has happened, if we started supporting Hausa person,
exactly.
that's the main of the problem we are having. And it's not good. That's the problem of our insecurity.
Okay. All right. So in charting a way forward now, do you believe Nigeria needs a new constitution or just significant amendments to the 1999 constitution? Because you just mentioned now that this issue of ethnicity and religion and all that is, the problem is from the constitution. What do you see?
What's happening to the constitution we are having now? What is happening with it? I see nothing wrong. When we were there in the House of Reps, when I was a member of the House of Representatives, it was then we amended the portion of constitution that gave power, exclusive power to federal on power supply. Now, we have taken power from federal to state now. Every single state who has the power to establish its own power structure, electricity, can generate, can transfer, can transmit. So that is it. We have given that power. That the power has been devolved down. Any state that can create rail line and put a railway station and a train, you can go ahead to do it now. Where you think it is not good enough to be in the constitution, suggest and let us amend.
Okay,
it is
but
by way of amendment you can put it together. Even if you have a cloth, if you have a cloth and it's torn somewhere here. What do you do? Is it that we
amend it? It will continue to
it will continue. Exactly, that's it.
All right. So if these are not done in the next decade or in a few years to come, what do you foresee happening in Nigeria?
Well, I'm not.
I'm not a prophet.
I'm not a prophet. I can't say I foresee anything. Well, I think what is important for us is to continue to be prayerful. You know, I said it. We should continue to be prayerful. For us to have lived up to this year togetherly as a country, let's give thanks to God. But if it were to be in another place since 1965, things will have gone scattered. But we thank God we are not scattered, and we will not scattered. God will make us to be together and adjust ourselves where necessary through cooperation and patriotism.
All right, so in building a more functional federal system, also as a way forward, what do you think civil societies, the citizens themselves, and the youth should be doing?
Everybody form the integral part of this country. The civil society organization, they are major integral part of this country. The youth are the leaders from today to tomorrow, not tomorrow. I don't want to hear
leaders of today.
From today, not today. Leader from today to tomorrow. God, they are part of the system. If the youth are upcoming and they are upgrading gradually, and they are participating. By the time they get to an elderly, aged position, they will be meaningful and contributive much more than that. The most important thing is that every single society, club, groups, is an integral part of this society. Let us bring ourselves together and contribute meaningfully.
All right,
particularly the women who are in control of society. You are in control of society.
Yeah. All right, so what's your goodwill message to Nigerians as we celebrate 65 years of independence?
My good message to Nigeria is that we should thank God and be grateful to him, and we must make sure we are patriotic and work together as a country so that Nigeria will move forward. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you so much, sir. So on this very important discussion this morning, we've been discussing with Honorable Jide Jimoh. He's the Federal Commissioner, FCT Service Commission, representing the Southwest. And we want to appreciate you, sir, for joining us on Summit.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it too. Thank you. God bless.
All right, so still talking on Summit, we'll go to the next segment of the program like we always do, showcasing another aspect of development of the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration in Lagos State. So please enjoy that package and will join us again for another edition of Summit. I am Jumoke Michaels. Bye-bye.